In this video, I'm cooking exotic animals against professional chefs. From the world's largest bird to a 10-foot snake that can kill you, we're cooking animals most people have never even seen before. Each round is going to get more and more intense, and by the end of it, I'll hopefully be walking away with the title Best Exotic Animal Chef. But before we get into that, I challenge a tide pool expert to see who can make a better exotic seafood chowder. We spent the day catching ingredients like mussels, crabs, and sea urchins, and now it's time for the competition. Like if you think I'm going to win this round, or comment if you think my opponent will.
On either side of me are two gentlemen that think they deserve the title Best Tide Pool Chef. On the right, you may know him as Nick Kratka, a complete amateur. He's known for not seasoning his food, eating poop out of lobsters, and not using his taste buds. On the left, we have Kevin Smith. He's been foraging all his life, and he's been making seafood chowder for over 3 decades with these specific ingredients. Each of you gentlemen will have 30 minutes to complete this challenge. Ordinarily, this competition would be a blowout. So we're giving Nick an additional 10 minutes in the beginning to start off this competition.
You're gonna need it, buddy.
Oh, what? Get out, bro, get out of here. It's time for my 10 minutes to start. Okay, to take advantage of the 10 minutes that I have over Kevin the Best, all I need to do is prep everything. I think that's how I'm gonna win this. So we're gonna start off by getting these mussels. They have something called a beard, and this is how they attach to the rocks. We need to cut these off, otherwise they're gonna be pretty nasty in the chowder. So you take a knife, and then you're gonna put your knife right up to the beard, and you're just gonna go ahead and clean the beard like that. Sometimes you'll miss a little bit.
There better not be any of that beard in my chowder.
Okay, all right, I'll go faster. So another thing that a lot of people don't pay attention to is when you're store buying mussels, they will almost never have barnacles on them. And because these are wild caught, a bunch of barnacles are on them. And as you're boiling them, these will naturally fall off. They're gonna be a lot of unnecessary crunches in your chowder. Kevin, how do you remove the barnacles from these wild caught mussels, bro?
Well, this is a competition, so I'm...
Bro, give me some tip or something.
chance.
Well, it looks like I'm off to a rough start. But I got some help from Kevin and cleaned up my mussels. And now it's time for the real competition to begin.
Kevin can enter the competition in 5, 4,
All right, I'm all
3,
prepped. I'm
2,
good. I'm feeling confident.
1. Welcome in, Kevin. Good luck.
You're going right for the turban snails. All right, I almost forgot about the turban snails. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so if you guys thought I was an amateur in the tide pools, just wait until you see me attempt to cook. And because I really don't know what I'm doing, I'm gonna have to keep a close eye on Kevin to get some inspiration. And by that, I mean straight up copy him. I'm gonna start boiling my turban snails as well. All right, I'll be honest, I don't know how long I'm supposed to boil these snails for, so I'm just gonna watch Kevin and boil them the same amount of time he does. What is that?
You just got gas going. Nick, it works better when you light the stove.
How do I do that? Even though Kevin thinks that he's ahead, he's actually very behind because he still has beards on his muscles. So we're just gonna move all of my seafood over here to the side. Bro, can you be louder with your muscles over there? What is going on?
Shut up, I'm trying to think, man.
How are you making your chowder?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Come on, give me a hint. Just give me the, what is the base?
I am gonna start with the essential ingredient, which is bacon.
Bacon.
Give it a nice smoky layer.
Every recipe I saw online called for bacon. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna do the bacon. As a matter of fact, I actually planned, instead of using bacon as my base, I wanted to use the mussels as a base. A little bit different of a game plan. All right, I feel like this is enough carrots. We're gonna put this to the side, and now I'm gonna start prepping my celery. Boom. We don't want a whole lot, we just want the flavor. No one really likes celery. I'm almost done prepping my vegetables, and it's clear to me that I'm gonna need an advantage in this competition. So I'm left with no choice but to sabotage Kevin.
Son of a gun.
Listen, it's a competition, man. I'm not here to play. Oh, onions make me cry every freaking time. Oh.
All right, so I'm gonna start by rinsing off my board and not leaving a bunch of sandy mess in with my vegetables. And then I'm gonna start prepping my veggies.
This timer is moving quicker than I thought it would, and neither of us have begun to cook our seafood yet. But when I see an opportunity, I take it.
I wanna get rid of the ends on the celery. Celery, you son of a gun.
Oh,
You stole my potatoes. You need every advantage you can get. 10 minutes early wasn't enough, huh?
Bro,
Don't worry.
I come to win, bro. I'm not playing around here.
I want to make something very clear as well. I like my seafood very tender.
This is Joe. He's never judged a food competition before, so there is a chance that if I cook my dish correctly and add quite a bit of salt, I could win this thing.
How are your turban snails doing?
Oh my God, my snails, bro. When did he take his snails off? Okay. Ow, it's hot. It's super hot. Oh man, you know, Kevin's station is looking so much cleaner than mine. I need to organize. I'm really hoping I can pull this together into something edible because it feels like everything I'm doing is going wrong. Oh my God, I forgot butter. Do you have butter I could borrow, bro?
I do have butter, but
let me borrow
am I gonna let you borrow?
You know what? I don't need your butter. All right, we're gonna go with this olive oil because Kevin doesn't like to share. Now that these snails are finally done, I need to pick them and work. Oh, crap.
How do you feel with Nick's advantage of 10 minutes? Do you feel like you're behind?
I feel like he should have had 20.
Bro, all right. Oh man, I really wish I boiled more snails. This is not looking like a whole lot of yield for me. Yield refers to the amount of consumable mass you get from harvesting anything. You get a lot of yield out of a crab because there's so much meat in them. But when dealing with a snail the size of your pinky, it's a whole different story.
We're at the 20-minute marker, gentlemen.
Oh my god, dude, nothing is even on the stove yet. This cook-off is really coming down to the wire. Kevin is leagues ahead of me, but I'm gonna try my best to make sure I get ahead. First, I throw in my vegetables and turban snails so that I can get a nice sear. After having some trouble with the salt shaker, oh my gosh, my hands are so slimy. How do you use those things? I'm able to salt and season the pan, but then something happens that I didn't prepare for. Kevin brought his own secret ingredient. What is that? What do you have in here?
It's just water.
Just water?
Don't worry.
What are you doing with
Just
it?
water and black trumpet mushrooms that I foraged in the forest.
These mushrooms are one of the most flavorful on the planet, and Kevin introducing them to his dish makes me a massive underdog, but I can't give up. I keep pushing on. I forgot to cut my garlic, which I do gracefully, only because I lost my cutting board. Meanwhile, Kevin adds his own bacon base, which smells delicious. I try to sabotage him again, but it doesn't work out too well for me.
This ain't my first rodeo.
water, bro? I was trying to steal a mushroom just now, and I burned my hand.
That's what happens when you try to steal stuff. Caught red-handed, man.
I start to boil my mussels so that they can cook through easily while also being easier to open. After switching spots with Kevin, we both start to add more and more to our chowders. I throw in milk and heavy whipping cream while Kevin puts in his vegetables. I steal some of his butter even though I didn't need it earlier, but karma was swift to get back to me. Oh my god, that was not the move at all. But butter is very important for clam chowder. Now I'm gonna put my crabs in there that they've been steaming for a while. I'm also gonna wind up saving the water from this and using it in my chowder because it has all that seafoody flavor from all these things being boiled in it. So now we're gonna start to work on the base of this chowder.
Well, I walked away from my pan. I've got just a little more color than I'd like on maybe the onions. Everything else looks wonderful.
What I'm hearing is you messed up. Is that right?
It's gonna be horrible, but it's still gonna be better than yours.
We'll see, we'll see. You like hot sauce,
Hey,
right?
get out of here, you punk. Actually, I'm gonna throw some of that on at the end, so thank you.
All right, next up, I'm gonna go with Worcestershire sauce. It's one of my favorites. How much time is left?
12 minutes and 30 seconds.
Time running out, and Kevin is adding his secret ingredient.
Can I have a little bit of that?
Nope.
All right.
You smell that?
Wow, yeah.
Get away from my dish.
That's messed up.
After smelling Kevin's dish, I can unfortunately say it's the best thing my nose has ever been introduced to. It's clear I'm gonna have to get my head in the game if I wanna claim the title Best Tide Pool Chef.
All right, so right now I'm at the point where my base is starting to solidify, but I haven't mixed it yet. So we're gonna go ahead and start mixing this up a little bit. Now, you see my seafood isn't fully done, but that's okay. We're gonna let it actually finish in this chowder. Ow, this is not a good idea, Nordla. And that way, we're gonna get those seafood flavors into the base.
But my chowder will never be complete without this one ingredient that my competition has so kindly cooked for me.
What did I just witness?
What? An amazing seafood chowder being made. We're gonna go ahead and remove all of the seafood that we have put in here. We've let it simmer enough. Okay, at this point, I'm gonna start to get all of the meat out of the crustaceans that I'm using. I'm also gonna start to mix my base a little bit better so we get that chowdery feeling. Oh my God, I forgot flour. Is it too late to add the flour?
Shortly after realizing I forgot to add flour to my chowder, I also realized that I never added the chicken broth. So now that those are added, it's time to process all of my seafood. And once again, Kevin surprises me with another secret ingredient.
You got clam juice, bro?
Well, I probably should have put a limit on how many secret ingredients were allowed in this competition, but it's too late now.
This is my limpet. I'm gonna save that as a garnish. So I'm gonna take these. Ow! They're all so hot still, but I don't have time to wait for them to cool. Kevin,
Yo.
where do I get those gloves? Okay, it still really hurts.
Now it's time for the part that will hopefully save my dish, and that's adding all of the meat to my base. Luckily, I know the judge likes tender meat, so let's hope I cooked all of these correctly. Plus, what is a cooking show without a fire 10-second montage? As we're both coming close to finishing our dishes, Kevin tells me that he brought
Local San Francisco sourdough. I'm gonna make a bread bowl. I'm gonna use the top of that to make some garlic bread, so.
Well, great. That's exactly what I needed to hear. Anyways, I've got to finish preparing my dish.
It's getting overcooked.
I think I put a little bit too much clam juice, so we're gonna put a little bit more milk. I'm done, Kevin. I'm just waiting for my pot to thicken right now.
We got 1 minute! Hot
coming through.
Okay, let's go.
Our cooking time is now up, and we need to plate our dishes for the judge. Our meals are now complete, and it's time for the judge to step in and decide who will be crowned the best tide pool chef.
2, 1, time! Nick, let's go with you first.
This is a classic seafood chowder. We just put a little bit of celery in there. We didn't want it to overpower the chowder. I'm really excited for you to try it.
Let's check it out.
That right there is a look of desperation. I gave it my all to win this competition, and it all comes down to this.
A tad bit of sand, I will have to say. There is a little bit of sand. I prefer all my meat tender, and I think you did a fantastic job with that. Another issue I have with this dish, though, it's a little too salty for me.
And add quite a bit of salt.
And now it's time for the judge to try Kevin's chowder.
This is a classic bread bowl chowder. Top of the bread bowl is garlic bread. I've got some oyster crackers on the side if that's your thing.
Okay, Kevin, looks like we have a lot going on here. I'm excited to try it. Let's dive in. Well, both of you gentlemen put in a lot of hard work and effort today. There's only one of you that will be titled the best tide pool chef. And the winner is... Kevin!
Oh, that is such BS. Well, that didn't go as planned, but it was just a warm-up. Because up next, I've challenged a professional chef to see who can make a better burger. It's not ordinary though, because I went to the world's largest swamp and caught the most exotic animals I could find to make it.
On the other side of me, we have two gentlemen that think they deserve a title of best swamp chef. On the right is Nick, a complete amateur, not knowing anything about cooking. He's known for terrible tasting food. On my left, Chef Anthony, a professional. He's an internationally known food expert, featured on multiple major news outlets, and has experience cooking for 20 years.
What makes it even worse for me is that we have the same amount of time to make our burgers. But lucky for me, I put in a twist.
Since Chef Anthony has such a big advantage, we are giving to Nick 10 minutes head start.
Come on, what is that?
No, that's the rule. I'm not the one who wrote this.
Sounds like you need it.
I wrote it. To make best advantage of my 10-minute head start, the plan, oh, I found the cutting boards like right away. So we're gonna bust this out. The hardest thing to fillet here, ooh, ew. Okay, we're gonna just move this. And I noticed that Chef was saying he was gonna go for a certain cut of meat. So my plan is to steal what he was planning to use. I'm gonna cut my hand if I keep going at this pace. Beautiful. All right, got my hunk of meat from the boar. Ooh, should I actually steal all the fat off this just so Chef Anthony can't use it? Nice. The next thing I noticed that Chef wanted was the middle of the python. So I'm gonna make sure I take that as well. This is where I have the advantage. I know exactly how to fillet a python. We're gonna flip it on its side just like this. And we're just gonna cut into the top part of it. Fillet it like that. Chef, you taking notes over there? How are you feeling about it?
Oh yeah, I'm feeling good. Doesn't look too good though, brother.
The python has such lean meat that you really only want the top parts of it. You kind of fillet it like a fish, oddly enough. After you fillet it, it has like a cool bony ribby look. Same exact thing to this side. I don't know what to do with the rest of this now, so I guess I'll just put it over here. There we go. Since we only have to use 3 of the meats, and I know that the iguana has a lot of pesticides inside, I think I'm actually not gonna use this meat. Chef, you got any tips on filleting this alligator?
Not for you. Looks like you're...
Bro, come on, share a little, give me a little something here, bro.
Nah, you gotta figure it out, my guy. You took my cuts.
Whatever, Chef isn't planning on helping, and to be fair, I'm not gonna help him. Oh, this smells so terrible. It smells freaking disgusting. Like, it kind of just definitely smells like a fish. How much time do I have left here?
4 minutes!
Head start is almost coming to an end. My goal here is literally just to get all my meats before Chef does, because then I could get to cooking as he's focused on filleting something that he doesn't know how to.
All right, Nick, what are you doing right now?
The plan is to kind of cut out everything that I don't need. You wanna?
No.
No? Okay, all right. You'll just eat it at the end. That's okay.
One more thing, the judge isn't just my best friend, but a professional chef herself, which means she's not letting me win unless I make something delicious.
Another thing I'm focused on doing is making sure that there's no fat in this alligator tail because that's where it's storing all of that fishy flavor. So I'm really just using a little bit of the alligator.
So you're gonna mix all 3 meat together?
Yeah, that's the plan. I'm guessing you don't want like alligator sushi.
I mentioned alligator sushi because the loser of this competition has to eat raw alligator meat like it's sushi.
Like Chef Antos is gonna have to
Maybe
eat.
he will try.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna eat it for sure.
3, 2, 1.
Oh my God, bro.
You're out. Now it's my turn.
No, that is not how it works.
All right, so Nick really took advantage of all the advice I gave on the cuts.
Bro gave me all the advice I needed.
One thing that beats advice is years of experience, and something that shows that is Anthony bringing a scale. This is gonna make it so he can weigh out his meats perfectly, while I have to make complete guesses.
I'm gonna do this python first.
I'm not surprised. A snake cutting a snake. Who would have thought?
My plan with these animals is that I'm gonna do a 2-ounce cut for each one. That way the flavor for the burger is evenly distributed. For the boar, I'm gonna do 3.5 ounce just to add that extra flavor in there.
I'm not gonna lie. I've already lost track of which meat is which. I'm totally just winging it.
I already cut the python.
Already?
Now I'm gonna go to the boar. He actually took a very good part of the boar, but I'm about to get a very tender piece.
The key to getting a solid piece of meat out of an animal is to get the muscle that's used the least when the animal is alive. This ensures the meat will be tender and explains why so many people like filet mignon so much. It's cause the cow never uses it.
I see Chef Anthony brought his own knives. I didn't know we were coming with all this extra equipment today.
He took a lot of the fat from this boar, but it's okay. I'm gonna trim off some of this fat on the outer side right here.
Quick question. How heavy do you want your burger to be?
I want my patty to be 8 ounces. And then out of those 8 ounces, I want 2 of those ounces to be strictly fat.
What meat is this? I don't remember.
And now for this gator tail, I'm just gonna go right here. And I'm just gonna get this meat right here. This is actually one of my favorite. All right, I know he didn't use any iguana, but I'm gonna use some.
That's literally disgusting.
It's gonna taste better than yours, bro.
Unfortunately for you, listen, there are people that know how to win, and I'm one of them. I don't care what it takes. I will be the champion here.
Okay, I'm done.
Really?
That's my blend.
Wow. Bro, give me a knife. Give me a knife. Appreciate it, appreciate it.
Anytime.
I might have made a mistake getting a sharper knife because almost instantly this happened.
Ow, ow, oh my God.
All right, well, that normally happens with amateurs. You have to make sure your knuckles are like this. And then you cut and you follow your knuckles. What you guys are seeing here is I'm just gonna mince the meat that we've cut, and then I don't even need to look when I'm cutting. Yeah, so Nick really needed those 10 minutes. He took all the cuts that I said, but you know what? As a professional chef, you have to deal with certain things that don't go your way, and you just gotta make it work, and that's what we're gonna do. Let's see how Nick's doing. Oh, okay. Looks like this is gonna be an easy win for me.
I know it looks like Chef Anthony is in the lead, but it's important to remember, no matter how hard things get, you never give up. Besides, I've still got a few tricks up my sleeve.
All right, I'm back. Bro, it's fine. Don't worry about me. Did the timer stop at least?
No, it didn't.
Are you done with all these meats?
I'm done.
Can you lift these off because I put them in the sink a little bit? Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and move these meats off that I don't need. And this is what I'm gonna be using for my burger. Normally, I would tenderize like everything that we have in front of us. Since I don't have a tenderizer, I'm just gonna use my fist. Ow, it hurts to do it like this.
So I'm gonna get my saute pan, and then I'm gonna grab my oil so I could get it ready for the fries.
I brought fries.
Did you?
Yeah, check it out.
Where's your potatoes?
Potatoes. I'm just doing these
Are
frozen.
you serious?
Ow!
I'm gonna teach you that at culinary school?
I didn't have to go to school to learn how to cook. There's a different connection to the food you have when you catch it yourself. I went out and hunted all these animals. I believe they'll be good to me in their afterlife with cooking it. I think it's all tenderized. Now I'm gonna chop it. Bro, get out of my space, bro. What are you doing?
I gotta wash my potatoes because
You're making fresh French fries?
scratch.
How much time is left?
15 minutes left.
So right now I'm cutting up my fries. I keep the skin on. Skin's got really good nutritional flavor and tastes really good once you fry it up. I already washed it, took off the excess dirt off. Now I'm cutting it into little fries. I'm gonna twice fry it.
Twice fried means that the first time you're frying something, it's at a low temperature. This cooks the food through and removes the moisture from inside. The second time you fry it, it's at a high temp. This is how you get that browning crisp effect.
Gonna make it very crispy.
Whatever, man. It's a burger competition, not a fry competition.
You're cooked regardless.
Wow, you're already done with that?
Yep.
That's outrageous. So my plan right now is to cut everything super small, and then I'm gonna combine it all so that it makes a nice burger patty.
This is my secret weapon, and we're gonna mince the meat.
I don't even know what that is.
This is a meat grinder.
Really?
This is gonna help me evenly proportion all these meats and cuts
All that meat that you perfectly weighed out?
that I perfectly weighed out.
Oh man.
A meat grinder works by adding meat to the top where the machine thinly chops and combines everything inside. By the end, you'll have a perfect mix of whatever you put inside. side.
I'm putting in the meat in here so it can evenly distribute it through the grinder so I can have a really savory, well-rounded burger against Nick's Frankenstein creation over there.
I see you're fluent in English and talking, that's for sure.
Just trying to speak winning, my friend.
Talking about speaking winning, that's actually the only, ow! Fuck! Not again, not again. Oh my God.
So I have my burger blend right here. I'm just gonna season my burger blend.
Can we get a pause on the time or something? No one replies, no one cares.
I'm gonna get a nice flat sheet crank so that it could sit. Right now I have the oil heating up so I can fry the fries.
Damn, that looks fire, I'm not gonna lie. Can I borrow your meat grinder, bro?
Sure, go right ahead.
Can you pass it?
It's kind of plugged in.
I literally have 2 holes in my thumb. Can you help me?
Sorry, I'm not gonna help you.
Wow. Okay, thank you. Oh, that was
You
close.
want me to do that for you?
Yeah,
You gotta
imagine.
clean yourself again.
Oh, the meat? Yeah, can you? That'd be nice. For real, I'm in, all right. How do you use this? Whoa.
All the meat's combined in. I'm gonna roll it up into like a meatball. And then using my hand, I'm gonna press down firmly, make sure it's even on all sides. Now I'm gonna put it in the freezer so it can lock in.
I'm not gonna lie, that was way more efficient than whatever I was doing. Now is probably a good time to tell you, Chef, while you were weighing out your meats and you were moving things around, I stole a lot of what was in your thing. So whatever you thought you cut up before is not accurate.
Okay.
Did that take a second to register? You were a bit slow there, I noticed.
So guys, I've cooked for such a long time that when I see a burger blend, I can tell if the fat to meat ratio is really good. And with that blend right there, I think we're at an 80-20.
Jeff mentions an 80-20 split because according to professionals, this is the perfect meat to fat ratio when cooking a burger. Without 20% of your burger being fat, you risk dryness, a tough texture, and fewer juices.
Whatever you mixed up, I'm completely not worried about.
Bro, you're talking chef, I'm talking winning mindset.
I go by cutting boards and looks like you're very behind.
I need to press my burgers into this without getting my Band-Aid on it.
Right now, I'm just getting my onion ring for the burger.
How much time is left?
10 minutes.
We're running out of time, literally. Does this look like an 80-20 split?
That looks like your burger.
Oh wait, he rolled it into a meatball first, I think.
What are you doing?
I don't know, I'm trying to copy what you were doing.
Well, you're doing a great job.
Look, that's a burger. That's a freaking burger.
Honestly, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
After your meat blend is made, it's important to put it in the freezer to make sure it doesn't fall apart while cooking.
The oil's already hot. While Nick figures himself out, I'm gonna get a head start on the fries. So you don't wanna dump all the fries in there at the same time. You don't want it to boil over. So now while I'm doing that, I'm gonna toast my bun. I already have my saute pan nice and hot. So this is a brioche bun. Very good bun to use for a burger. I'm gonna make sure that I grease the pan a little bit. Pan's super hot, so I'm gonna pull it off the heat for a little bit and just get some of that butter in there.
So what I'm doing right now, obviously, oh my God, that was close. It almost happened a third time. He's obsessed with making French fries. I brought microwavable French fries, which honestly, in my opinion, is an advantage. How the hell do you make these? You need a
oven.
I don't know how to use an oven. How do you do this? Can you help me with this, please? 450, start. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Okay, while my oven is preheating, I'm gonna go ahead and get all, oh my God, we're out of plates. Bro, chill. Bro, when I have a knife in my hand, I've already made 2 mistakes. Oh my God. I personally really like red onions. Judge, do you like red onions?
Yes, I like
A lot?
a lot.
Yeah? Okay. I hope you're having a good day, Judge. Is there anything new going on in your life?
Oh, why are you kissing the judge like that?
What are you talking
Why are you
about?
sucking up to the judge?
I'm just
Is this
making
gonna
it,
help
bro,
you?
at this point, I need the help. Do you like tomatoes, Judge?
Yes, I love it.
Heavy on the tomato or light?
Heavy.
Heavy? Okay, great. Lettuce as well? It sounds like you just like crunchy things.
Yes.
Remember when Chef mentioned he was twice frying? Well, it's finally time for that second set of frying at a high temperature to get that crispy brown color and taste.
What is that? Oil? You're using hot oil?
Using hot oil, yes sir.
Since I have everything, all of the things, the ingredients that are not gonna be cooked and going on my burger, I'm just gonna put this right here. The last thing that I really need is some cheese. Slice this cheese. You like cheese?
Yes.
Wow, that smells, can I smell your food?
Get away from my saute pan.
Chill, bro. I'm not hostile. This is not good.
This is what real fries look like. I'm using this paper towel to absorb the excess oil so my fries aren't soggy like Nick's are gonna be.
We're gonna go ahead and grab my meat patty. You know what I'm realizing? I didn't season my meat. I don't know if he seasoned his meat at all. Where are the seasonings? What is this, truffle? Am I looking at truffle right now?
Yeah, so that's ground truffle, and then that is black winter truffle.
Black winter truffle is an ingredient that costs over $1,000 per pound depending on the quality of the mushroom. The only problem is that it takes a skilled chef to use it right. Before Chef Anthony shows you the correct way, I'll show you what you shouldn't do.
How do you use it?
He figured it out. Okay. Oh, you're gonna put it in there raw. Okay. See how that works out for you, buddy.
I don't know what I'm doing,
You know
but
what? Keep
we're
doing
just,
it.
we're just gonna,
You're doing
we're just
such
gonna
a good job.
go like this.
All right, let's see if I got a perfect sear on this.
What are you doing right now? Why you put truffle?
I don't know. Honestly, truffle is supposed to be good, right? I feel like it's
Yeah,
a high
but you
quality.
wasted.
Should I remix this right now?
No.
No?
I think it's a little too late, my friend.
Oh
Just
my
leave it
God.
like that. Stop. You know what? Get out of here, Judd. Nope, sorry, wait. That was so rude. I hope you're having a good day, Judd.
All right, Anthony, how you doing here?
I'm doing good. Incorporating some fat, trying to get a nice sear.
Hey, I'm gonna interrupt. Do you put this salt into before it's ground?
So that's black Himalayan salt. I would not do that.
Are you lying to me?
Nope, I'm actually gonna help you for a second.
Well, whatever the case, I finally have what is gonna be my meat patty, so I'm gonna get to cooking it right now. Bro, you're always in my space, I swear.
5 minutes left, guys.
So right now I'm gonna build my burger. I want some nice height, so I'm gonna use that butter lettuce, hydroponic. I'm gonna use a red onion, this beautiful red tomato, the beautiful fries right here. I'm gonna plate it very nicely. Little tip, I'm gonna tempt my burger just to make sure it's safe for the judge, because I care about the judge. I don't want the judge to get sick. My goal here is 165. Right now my burger is not even close, so Nick might have a little shot here.
Where's the plate? I am taking a play out of Anthony's book and toasting my bun. I feel like that's pretty smart. Oh my God, this pan is so small, bro. Is there a bigger pan anywhere?
Yeah, I took it.
You took the only pan?
Yep.
It's clear I'm not in the lead, but giving up is never an option. So I resort to the best way to win that I know how: stealing Anthony's food.
The good news is that I perfectly, ow, it's so hot, toasted my bun.
Anyways, we're gonna make a burger sauce and incorporate some oil, nice and slow. I'm gonna make my own mayo. I've already put a little bit of minced onion in there.
This is actually a beautiful bun. We're gonna go ahead and start toasting the other bun. And while that bun is toasting, I'm gonna put this cheese on here so it starts melting, hopefully. That's my plan, at least.
Gotta do it little by little. Let the yolk and the oil
Oh my God, of course. Ow, it's so hot. Fries are in. In the meantime, this is still cooking. I'm gonna put this right here so that hopefully the burger melts the cheese. Shh, I stole one of his burgers.
What?
Shut up, Jack,
What'd you
shut
do?
up. I didn't do anything.
Oh, come on, man. Listen, I let you take the cuts. I let you get a little head start. You got 10 minutes and you took my burger. That's mine. What is this garbage?
It's clear Anthony is pissed off, but with so little time left, there isn't much he's able to do other than get back to cooking.
I'm gonna put some mustard. I'm gonna put some barbecue and some ketchup. I'm gonna blend all this together.
3 minutes, guys.
We still haven't even plated our food. If progression isn't made by the time the clock hits 0, we fail getting the title Best Swamp Chef.
Listen, bro, when you came and agreed, I'm not a chef. I'm a freaking champion, all right? My goal is to win.
You're a thief, and that's what that is.
All right, whatever. We'll see what the judge thinks and whose burger she likes more.
I have a backup plan.
What are you doing? That's butter? And you're like, that's a
Yep.
good idea. How much time is left?
Only 2 minutes left. Hurry up.
I'll be real. In the last minutes of this competition, so much is happening, it's hard to keep track. All I know for sure is that Anthony is locked in, and so am I.
60 seconds on the clock.
Guys, don't lie, okay? This burger looks fire. You know it looks fire. Boom.
Looks a little burnt to me.
Well, it's your burger, so. Oh my God, I forgot to set a timer for my fries.
Now that Chef's dish is almost complete, now is when he decides to add his black winter truffle. You're supposed to shred it on top of your finished food so that the flavor stays potent and doesn't melt away.
10, 9, 8, 7,
Get out of here.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up.
No, get your hands off of everything. That's the dish. That's the meal.
Well, we can obviously tell whose looks better.
It's not about looks. It's about taste, bro.
True.
Stop.
I'm not gonna lie, Chef Anthony's food does look a lot better, but considering what our burgers were made out of, I'm kind of impressed with my dish.
All right, Nick, what do we have here?
So I think you're gonna like mine. I made the perfect blend of meats. It has the perfect 80 to 20 fat content. I made sure to put all your favorite things on it. I can't say the same for Anthony, but I could truly say I put my blood, sweat, and tears into this one. My hand is really freaking hurting right now. I think you're gonna really enjoy it. And then I have a feeling you're a fan of ketchup, so I put a nice dollop of ketchup on the side. Purposeful, okay? Everything is purposeful. And any comment or?
It looks very creative. It looks interesting. I think so. I have to taste it.
Just so you know, I caught all of these animals too.
Yeah.
So the ingredients don't get fresher, literally.
All right, Chef Anthony, what do we got here?
So we have a beautiful masterpiece of a plate. We have some fresh fries with a little bit of rosemary. We have a nice burger sauce that I made from scratch. The burger that was stolen from me then brought back, but it's okay. We make adjustments. Cheddar cheese, fresh truffle, dill pickle, sliced tomato, red onion, butter, lettuce, and yeah, it's really good.
It looks very professional, gorgeous, and very fancy.
Thank you.
Yeah, I definitely want to try that.
Let's remember, it's about how it tastes.
Yes.
Okay, and how much you like the contestant.
Looks can be deceiving.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Nick, we're gonna go with your first.
That looks good. That looks good.
It looks very juicy. It's actually really good. It's a nice texture. It's not bad, Nick. Good job. Yes. Honestly, I just don't like the presentation because it looks a little bit bad.
Oh, you heard it first.
But the taste is not bad.
Good?
Good job.
Oh, okay. Yeah, hell yeah. So to cleanse your palate from that, whatever that was, why don't you try one of my fries with the burger sauce?
She's a judge. She knows how to eat, okay? It actually does look fire.
Really good.
What the heck?
Thank you,
Really
chef.
good. Look at this.
Yep. Yep, we're right ahead. Yep.
Wow, that's so juicy. Look at this.
How's that?
Definitely different. Very professional, very nice texture, juicy, seasoned. Good job.
Oh, that sounds great. God.
You want to try, Nick?
Yeah, I'll take a bite.
Oh, wow.
It's very good.
That's so fire. There is definitely like a swampy taste to it.
After I taste those two burgers, the best swamp chef is gonna be Chef Anthony!
Oh my god, bro, I never win.
I'm not gonna lie, I am super salty I just lost to Chef Anthony. That's why I challenged him to a rematch to see who can cook the world's most expensive exotic meats better. There are 6 rounds, and after each one, we multiply the price of each exotic meat by 10 until it reaches $100,000. So let's get into our $1 exotic meat, a giant Slim Jim.
Honestly, it's exotic because who knows what's inside.
As confident as Anthony and I are, it doesn't matter what we think, because I hired a judge to pick a winner for each of the 6 rounds.
You guys both seem pretty confident right now, but I'm the judge. I'm the only opinion that matters. You only have 10 minutes to make this, so your time starts now.
The first thing I'm gonna be making is Slim Jim ramen. I'm gonna start grating it as if it's like cheese.
But first, a word from our sponsor.
I tried out this platform, already cashed out, and I need to tell you about it. Free Cash is an online platform where you can earn money doing simple tasks like filling out surveys, testing apps, or playing games. For each completed task, you'll earn free cash coins, which could be exchanged for money, cryptocurrency, or gift cards. With a 4.8 rating on Trustpilot, there's no question why Free Cash is one of the most trusted ways to make money this year. The best part is cashing out is easy, and you're eligible to withdraw real cash when you hit the $25 mark. I personally enjoy playing Disney Solitaire. You play it by stacking cards in order, and you get a little bit of nostalgia with every win. If Solitaire isn't your vibe, they've got tons to choose from like Royale Match, Fish Dom, Sunshine Island, and are constantly updating the options so you never get bored. Another one I really like is Monopoly Go because it's so much fun and crazy to think I can earn cash from my bed just by playing games. Try out Free Cash right now. You can find it by clicking the link in my description or by scanning this QR code and you'll get $10 at sign up. And now back to the cooking. As I got to making ramen, Chef decided he's gonna be making a Slim Jim sushi roll. Definitely doesn't sound appetizing, but with $1, we weren't left with many options.
So right now I'm peeling these carrots. I'm gonna cut some nice strands.
The most important part to making good sushi is making sure you've got rice that's at a good consistency. That's what Anthony is focusing on right now.
Salt actually makes the water boil a lot faster. Then I'm gonna add my sushi rice.
I, on the other hand, only need to boil water and let my ramen sit for 1 minute for my meal to be ready. I just need to figure out how to use the stove.
Oh my god. Now I just gotta wait for that to heat up, and I'm gonna use a Slim Jim as like a garnish.
As Chef Anthony is making sure his veggies are perfect for his sushi roll, I couldn't help but tell him a thought I had.
A Slim Jim sushi roll sounds absolutely disgusting.
You forgot the Takis, so you're gonna make it taste really good.
Chef is making his sushi roll out of cheddar cheese, seaweed, Takis, and a few other random ingredients he was able to gather. Just as Anthony and I were starting to loosen up, the judge decided to throw a curveball at us.
Bad news, gents. I'm hungry, so 3 minutes. minutes. This isn't gonna cook in time.
Sushi rice is taking its sweet time cooking right now.
Sushi rice usually takes 15 to 20 minutes to fully cook. Chef was already cutting it close, but now he just might actually be screwed.
Dude, Slim Jims just don't cut well.
While I was having a hard time cutting my $1 exotic meat, Chef was showing everyone why he's the expert.
All right, so what I'm doing now is I'm actually taking the casing off of this Slim Jim.
Ow, ow, ow. Okay,
okay
I need a mitten. I need a mitten.
Per usual, Nick's burning his hands.
With time running low, it was coming down to the wire. Now really is do or die.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and dump this in there. Oh, perfect pour actually.
So right now I'm making a little crunchy topping for this sushi roll.
Chef's seasoning has Takis, seaweed, and several other potent flavors. Needless to say, he's confident in his food.
Together, all of this should beat Nick's very basic ramen.
All I have to do is put Slim Jim toppings on top of this. Look, I'm gonna do like how Salt Bae does it. Look at that.
30 seconds. Is the rice cooked?
I don't know, you're gonna find out.
All right, bro, you're probably at like 20 seconds now. Are you gonna be able to roll this?
Low key, this is very impressive.
Bro, how is he doing that? I don't know. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands off, hands off.
With the timer coming down to the wire, there's no telling how Anthony's $1 meat came out. Something I can confidently say is not the case for me.
Nick, what am I looking at?
I made a gourmet bowl of ramen for my $1 meal. It has flaky Slim Jims on top. The ramen is flavored with the traditional seasonings that it comes in, and then the noodles are honestly cooked to perfection. I put like very warm and hot water in there. I think you're gonna like this one.
I think you have a chance, but that is a cup of ramen. All right, Chef, what am I looking at here?
Chef made a Slim Jim sushi roll with chopped veggies, Takis, and seaweed on the inside. While it definitely looks interesting, it's time to taste the $1 meals, starting with my gourmet ramen.
This is beautiful, look at that. I mean, ramen's a classic, dude. I'll eat this whole thing. I think I'm gonna down this right now.
I'm happy Massimo likes my ramen enough to finish it, but round one isn't over until he claims a winner. And now it's Anthony's turn.
If you don't mind, add in some of that furikake seasoning.
Whoa, 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 you should have prepped it. No.
Let the judge be the judge, okay?
Okay, all right.
This guy, here we go. Not gonna lie, that's a lot of flavor and pretty good with the 3 minutes I gave you. The rice, undercooked though, bro. This guy's a chef.
Even though we're laughing, this competition is serious. It's time for Massimo to claim the winner for round one.
Valiant effort from both you guys. After trying both your dishes, I gotta give the first round to Nick.
Oh, let's go. Starting out with a dub against a professional chef.
I think you got lucky on that one.
I don't think this was luck, bro. I think this was skill. You made sushi roll out of a Slim Jim.
We're off to a good start, but not out of the woods yet. Especially because for our $10 meal, we're cooking kangaroo meat, which is one of the hardest meats to cook currently. More on why it's hard to cook later.
You guys both have 30 minutes, starting now.
I'm gonna be making kangaroo chow mein. I've never made chow mein in my entire life.
So we got a kangaroo Wellington that we're gonna make today.
Chef shocked me when he mentioned he's making a Wellington because it's one of the hardest dishes to make. Traditionally, it's a large piece of meat in the center of a pancake crepe with a mushroom filling inside. This is also the dish that made Gordon Ramsay as popular as he is today.
Little secret ingredient, I'm gonna use some Wagyu beef tallow. Since the kangaroo is a very lean meat, this is gonna add some fat that it desperately needs and a lot of flavor.
Do you even know the nuances to cooking kangaroo?
Kangaroo is no ordinary meat. It only has 1 to 2% fat content, compared to most cows having 15 to 20%. This changes the way that heat moves throughout the cut and makes it particularly hard to cook for first timers. That wasn't gonna stop Anthony though.
Do you know what a Wellington is?
I've heard of it. You're avoiding the question because you know I'm a better kangaroo chef than you. Ow! This always happens, bro. Damn it.
Even though I sliced my finger, that wasn't stopping Anthony from getting ahead and making the perfect Wellington.
So right now I'm making the crepe. We're cutting these mushrooms for that mushroom duxelle. Right now we're gonna season our kangaroo. Now I'm coming back to the crepe right here. We wanna make sure that this crepe is very thin. I'm gonna increase the heat just a little bit.
After cleaning the cut I made on my hand, I was ready to start chefing up myself.
The most important part whenever it comes to chow mein is getting all of the vegetables very small. For my noodles, I'm going with some bulldog. It's a very popular like instant ramen. We're gonna go ahead and put all of this meat in here. I put water with the kangaroo first to kind of get that kangaroo flavor. Here's the cornstarch.
Adding cornstarch to meat is pretty much a hack for amazing flavor. Some of the benefits include juicier meat after cooking, a silky texture when eating, and heat protection from the stove, making it nearly impossible to burn.
Let your nose marry it.
Not bad.
Yeah,
Not bad.
As impressed as Massimo was with my chow mein, he was also scouting out Anthony.
Dang, is that a pancake?
That is a pancake.
No way.
Yes, sir.
That looks super good.
Chef is chefing right now, though, dude. A little bit better than whatever's going on over here.
Listen, bro.
We're actually gonna sear that bad boy right there.
You didn't season this?
There's salt on there.
Just salt?
That's all you need.
I hope it's ready pretty soon because there's only 20 minutes left, guys.
It's time for me to actually cook this meat right now, and then after the meat is cooked, I'm gonna go ahead and add all of my prepped vegetables. I kind of have the luxury of time because it's not as like crazy as a dish a chef is making.
So I'm rolling the kangaroo because I don't want it to overcook in a certain spot. I'm gonna put some mushroom duxelle and we're gonna render these down. This is a very important process. We're brushing on some Dijon right here, all throughout all the crevices. You don't want to miss a beat.
As Anthony was cooking, I was busy making my space presentable for the judge.
Extra virgin olive oil into this cast iron skillet. I'm gonna put as much kangaroo as I can fit without overdoing it. That smells like it's burnt.
That's definitely not. I'm gonna put some sage in here, add some flavor. So we're adding the mushroom duxelle with the shallots to our crepe.
You're putting pancakes and mushrooms together?
I am. It's a very good classic.
When Chef mentioned mushrooms and pancakes are a classic, I gasped. But after doing some research, it turns out this combination is extremely popular in Central and Eastern Europe and is where the beef Wellington was invented.
So we're gonna take our kangaroo, we're gonna put it right in the middle here. And without using the sharp side of the knife, I'm gonna kind of take the excess out.
What are you doing right now? You're rolling?
So I'm rolling the crepe into the kangaroo and then we're gonna put it in the freezer so it could hold its shape. Should be overnight.
Overnight. You guys actually have like 10 minutes.
Oh my God, my kangaroo chow mein is burning. So what I'm gonna do is attempt to flip all this. Ow, the cast iron skillet is so hot.
While I was struggling to make my chow mein, Chef Anthony decided he was going to educate me on food safety.
So the goal to cook your kangaroo is 120 degrees internal. I think he's gonna overcook his.
I've cooked more kangaroos than you in your entire life.
Not only was I cooking Anthony with insults, but my meal was coming out good too. I layered in veggies and added lots of spicy bodak sauce. I think I got ahead of myself though, because then this happened.
Oh, I'm on fire, I'm on fire. This is a rental mitten. Chef, you think this kangaroo is safe for the judge to eat?
While I was trying to decide whether my food would give the judge food poisoning or not, Chef Anthony was locked in, doing finishing touches on his Wellington, especially because we only have 6 minutes left in round 2 of 6.
Okay, so we're gonna brush this Wellington with a nice egg wash. We're gonna do some nice stripes on this kangaroo, even though it's a kangaroo, not a zebra.
Oh my God, bro.
All right, now we're gonna apply some egg wash over the design that I just put without moving it around. We're gonna grease our glass pan for our Wellington. Put this bad boy in the oven.
That doesn't look too bad, honestly, bro.
You're gonna like it.
Am I?
You're gonna like that.
Now that I'm finished with my food, I am feeling super confident. The only thing left to do is cast doubt in Anthony's head.
Not a lot of people know when it comes to a beef Wellington, it's one of the easiest things to overcook or undercook. It's very hard. This could be where I take my huge lead right now.
With so much building up to this moment, there's no telling how Anthony's kangaroo Wellington was going to come out. But after he took it out of the oven, I'd be lying if I said I weren't nervous for this round.
Oh, you hear that? Listen. Oh, that's good. Throw a little bit of salt, throw some of the sage.
This is like art, actually.
Let's see how I did. Man, a perfect cook every time,
Wow.
baby. Let's go.
By the way Anthony is celebrating, I'm starting to think I might be screwed this round. I still have one trump card though.
It's not over until the fat lady sings, and Massimo is the fat lady, am I right?
I don't know how to sing.
Time's up. You're such a freaking cheater, bro.
Can you let me judge, please? Time is up. Nick, this, what is it?
It's kangaroo chow mein.
Okay.
So oftentimes we'll go to a Chinese restaurant, you'll see that they'll do like a fancy chow mein. They'll have the vegetables stuffed in cornstarch. They have a nice ramen base. I did a very similar inspired meal, except we're going with an Australian meat for it. I really think you're gonna like it.
I do like chow mein.
Kangaroo chow mein.
Kangaroo chow mein.
Yeah.
And chef, what is this?
This is what success looks like. This is a kangaroo Wellington. We have a mushroom duxelle wrapped around with the crepe, a little bit of flaky sea salt. Then we have some sage, and then the beautiful kangaroo cooked to perfection, medium rare.
I'll be real, my mouth is watering from this Wellington, and it smells amazing. Before Massimo gets to tasting it though, he's gonna try my chow mein.
I'm not super excited to eat this just based off the way it looks.
You know what? Close your eyes. It might be good.
All right, we'll see.
If I win this round, it'll give me a 2-0 lead. I'm so close, I could practically taste victory.
The pasta was cooked pretty well. The sauce honestly wasn't too bad. I actually quite liked it. It was a little bit more pleasing than I thought it was going to be. The kangaroo is also quite tender, but It's cold. You let it sit for that long? Bro, you put no love into this dish.
After Massimo roasted me, I was feeling pretty salty. There's really only one thing you can reply to someone who holds your fate in their hands, though.
Thank you, Judge.
And now for Anthony's Kangaroo Wellington.
Tell me how to eat this.
I'm gonna slice this for you.
Kangaroo meat looks perfectly cooked though. Just the way I like it. Here we go. That's good. Honestly, this kangaroo is like melting on my mouth right now. Cooked to perfection. The pancake on top as well, beautifully made. But it did have mushroom. I'm not crazy about mushroom. You gotta know your judge. Nick, did you have mushroom in there? No.
No, hell no.
No mushroom.
Although Massimo had good and bad things to say about Anthony's dish, I'd be lying if I didn't admit it piqued my curiosity. So I went in for a bite.
This is the best thing I've ever tasted. This is
really
so good.
Honestly, guys, this round wasn't that close. It wasn't even close. Chef's got you on this round.
Oh, God.
Chef's got you on this round.
Oh, let's go, baby. 1-1.
100%.
We're tied now. Don't ever doubt the kid.
The next thing that we're cooking is something I have plenty of experience with.
An entire alligator.
Dibs on the head.
You can have the head. I'm gonna take the tail.
And you have 30 minutes to do this.
Anthony and I separated our ingredients so we could get right into cooking. But turns out, Massimo had a trick up his sleeve this round.
Got one more twist.
No way.
What the
Cooking while being able to move at free will is hard enough, but now that I'm handcuffed to chef, there's no telling how my dish is gonna turn out.
Ow!
Good luck, gentlemen.
So for my dish, I'm gonna be making alligator tongue tacos. This tongue is what I'm gonna be making tacos out of.
I know this sounds foreign, but cow tongue has been used to make tacos for generations. If a cow tongue's is good enough for tacos, why wouldn't an alligator's be?
We're gonna go ahead and just cut this out. This is my gator tongue.
Looks great. So I'm making gator kebabs. It's gonna definitely give these kebabs some amazing flavor.
As Anthony and I got into cooking, we actually started to get into a good groove. So much so, I didn't even realize our handcuffs snapped in half.
Our connections.
It broke?
All right, I didn't get the premium cuffs here, obviously, but I have backups, so.
Something on the back of my mind the entire time is that I want to make sure I'm consistently asserting my dominance over Anthony. That way he knows who's boss.
Okay, let's go. Notice how I call the shots here. I decide when we go different places, okay?
It's important I cook my tongue at a low heat to make sure it doesn't overcook. Meanwhile, Chef Anthony is taking a very bold approach to his dish.
Wow, that's a lot of barbecue sauces,
It is.
Wow, that looks interesting for sure.
All right, so guys, I'm about to take my kebabs. We're gonna put them in the oven.
For once, my dish is actually harder to cook than Chef's. He just has to wait for his kebabs to cook while I have to make my taco shells from scratch.
It's time for me to put in my tortillas. I'm gonna make them nice and hard so that it's like a nice hard shell.
You might want to flip it, brother.
I already flipped it. Flip it again?
Yeah.
I wish I could say Anthony and I got along this round, but being handcuffed was really getting to him and he finally snapped.
I need a spoon. Come on back.
Do you need anything else? Because I'm sick of the back and forth.
Good. I don't care.
You need anything else?
Bro,
As angry as he sounded, it was all an act.
you just wanted to burn my tortilla. You little fuck.
Lucky for me, losing is not in my vocabulary, and I never give up. It's finally time for me to assemble my final creation.
Got caramelized onion jam. So we're gonna put a little bit of caramelized onion. We're gonna put a nice batch of spinach. I have 2 toasted tortillas right now. We're gonna put our tomato, and then we're gonna layer our tongue on top of it.
Needless to say, this alligator tongue taco looks incredible, but just as I was finishing my plate, Anthony's food got finished cooking.
Stop, bro, I'm not done.
With how intense things are getting, Anthony and I lost track of time. Luckily, we were both finished with our meals.
All right, last stretch. 10, 9,
All right,
8.
I think we're done. I think we're both
6.
done.
Wow, how'd you guys get along?
We didn't.
Guys, talk to me. I'm excited. What am I looking at here, Nick?
Luxury tongue taco. A lot of people make tacos out of tongue with cows. I figure with alligators it'd be the same. On the bottom, I have a double tortilla to give it that extra crunch when you take a bite. I have a unique onion jam rather than your traditional crunchy onions. I feel like this will be more of a potent onion flavor. We have spinach, a light garnish of cilantro, and tomatoes. I think you're really gonna like this dish.
As confident as I am, Massimo wasn't impressed, and I say that because he didn't even reply to me.
Chef, talk to me.
As you can see, we got some alligator kebabs along with barbecue sauce glazed.
Glazed. Thing is bathing in it. More barbecue sauce than I've ever seen on anything.
I'll be the judge, guys. Nick, you're up first. Alligator tongue, here I go.
There is a lot riding on this round. It decides who takes the lead between me and the chef. I'd be lying if I said that crunch didn't make me confident, though.
Sounds crunchy.
Very interesting. The crunch on the tortilla was really good. I feel like the alligator tongue was an interesting choice. You had an entire alligator, you chose tongue. The meat's a little tough, but the tomato added a nice crunch to it. Caramelized onion was really good as well. Can't hate this dish. All right, chef.
We got some portobello mushrooms, some red bell pepper, some white onion. It's got a Mediterranean rub.
Smells delicious.
You're just smelling the barbecue sauce. That looks disgusting.
The barbecue sauce paired up really well with the alligator. There was a lot of barbecue sauce. I almost feel like it is overtaking the dish a little bit, and I can't really taste the alligator. It tastes like I just bit into barbecue sauce.
As much fun as this is, the winner of this competition is no laughing matter. It's time for the judge to decide who wins round 3.
It's 1-1 right now. This round is gonna be the tiebreaker. You guys both did really, really well. It's a tough choice, but I gotta give this round to Nick.
Yes, let's go. Let's go.
Now for our $1,000 exotic meat, an entire ostrich leg.
This ostrich leg is 3 feet long, 20 pounds, and can feed an entire family. It's a particularly lean exotic meat, so you've got to know what you're doing to cook it correctly.
Whoa, you're cheating. He hasn't even said start yet.
Time starts now.
Chef is obviously going for the meat. My plan right now is to prep all my ingredients because I'm making ostrich spaghetti and meatballs. My grandma sent me a recipe late last night, so I'm kind of going with what she recommended. I'm gonna focus on prepping the sauce first.
Whenever you're making sauce, it's important to use a blender. That way, whatever you put inside gets evenly distributed and gives maximum flavor.
I'm gonna put some crushed red pepper into my blender right now. That's gonna give a nice spice to my tomato sauce. Oh, we need the top for that.
While I figure out how to use the blender, Anthony got started making ostrich carpaccio. It's a dish usually made with beef served entirely raw. Coined by Italians and sold in high-end steakhouses across the United States, the meal is incredibly popular amongst the wealthy.
All right, so I'm cutting the top loin off of this ostrich leg.
You're already going to the stove?
Oh, I'm ready, yeah. So I'm gonna get this pan piping hot, and then I'm about to sear this ostrich. This is a raw dish, so you have to prepare this perfectly. I seared it fat side down.
Chef recommends searing fat side down for 3 reasons. The first is because it increases flavor massively, having every bite make your mouth water. It also gives the meat a better texture after cooking and helps disperse the heat throughout the meat evenly.
I'm gonna flip it again. I'm gonna put it on this side. Searing it right now to kill any excess bacteria. That way when you judge my dish, you live to see another day.
To get my pasta to the consistency I'm looking for, it has to boil for 9 minutes. I should have enough time, but I'm definitely cutting it close. Meanwhile, Chef is making a sweet and savory vinaigrette for his carpaccio.
Now I'm gonna make the vinaigrette. I'm gonna start with a little bit of olive oil, tablespoon of mustard, teaspoon of lemon juice.
Chef finished off his vinaigrette with freshly squeezed pomegranate juice and started getting his garnishes ready for plating. Meanwhile, I was gearing up to cut the ostrich and start making my meatballs.
I'm gonna cut off some of the fat from the ostrich, and then I'm gonna take some of the inside of it. Fat's very flavorful on any piece of meat that you're getting. Right now, I'm focused on mincing this ostrich meat.
While I was chopping my meat to perfection, Chef decided he was going to clean his area and host a masterclass on how to cut carpaccio.
You want to squeeze very firmly. You want to just do one nice swipe. It's really important to have a very sharp blade. Normally you would use like a slicer. Today we're improvising. We're just using this little katana blade we got here.
What Chef doesn't know, I have a secret weapon that I've brought in with the ostrich theme of this dish.
My secret weapon needs to be kept at a temperature of 35 degrees Fahrenheit or 1.67 degrees Celsius to keep safe for consumption.
Oh my God, reaching deep into the fridge.
Wow.
I brought an ostrich egg.
Not only is it the world's largest egg, but it's the most nutrient-dense one as well. With less than half the amount of saturated fat per ounce as a chicken egg, I am very confident this will carry me to victory.
The yolk in it has very significant fat content. They're incredibly hard to open. Usually you need a drill.
Okay, I'm gonna start plating.
You're already almost done?
Yeah, the beauty of a raw dish. So this beautiful vinaigrette, as you can see, that pomegranate color. A lot of flavors are incorporating into this carpaccio right now.
Even though Anthony's dish looks finished, there's still one more ingredient he hasn't showed that's going to make the value way more expensive. 24 karat gold flakes. And no, I'm not kidding. That's real gold. I, on the other hand, am still figuring out how to open my ostrich egg and running short on time.
I'm gonna crack this giant ostrich egg.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Shell adds flavor.
The ratio of meat to egg is crazy in there.
Now that my meat is dripping with egg yolk, I'm combining it with breadcrumbs to make it into the perfect meatball. You'll know you've added enough when the meat is forming into a perfect ball shape.
This is gonna be good.
What temperature are you gonna cook that to?
The meatball?
Yep.
Until it's golden brown. See, that's the difference between a professional chef and someone that cooks from the heart. He's always worrying about the temperature. I'm worrying about how it feels in the taste. We're gonna put a little bit of vegetable oil in here.
Before I drop this meatball on the pan, I've got to let the oil heat up first because if I rush, I ruin everything. Once the oil is sizzling, I place it down perfectly.
Look at that color. I know what I'm doing. I need the internal temperature of this meatball to be 160.
If the ostrich meat doesn't reach that temperature, we're at serious risk of getting sick.
It's at 94.
Most amateur chefs would panic when they see this low temperature, but not me. I'm going to take my spicy red pepper flake sauce and add it directly to the pan. This is going to make it so the meatball boils and flavors it's never experienced before. Next, I'm focusing on plating because everyone knows presentation is just as important as flavor.
How much time is left?
4 minutes left.
I'm gonna make it so that I serve the pasta in this egg. So I gotta make sure I very delicately pull it apart.
Oh, you just broke it a little bit.
I'm gonna get my pasta now. My pasta is a little cold at the moment, but that's okay.
I place pasta inside the egg, then crown it with our meatball. I'm not stopping there. I grab one more ladle of spicy Italian sauce and pour it right over the top. As I was doing this, it was really coming down to the wire, and Chef still had his ostrich carpaccio in the fridge.
10, 9, 8, 7.
All right, so I can only use one flake for the
5,
budget, Nick said.
4.
Jeff, you're running out of time right now. You didn't even cook your meal. Notice how I call the shots here.
$1,000 ostrich leg. I'm excited to see what you guys came up with. Nick, talk to me.
I plated it in the egg of the ostrich that we used, marinating the meat inside the sauce so that you kind of get that gamey taste that a lot of people like from ostrich.
Ostrich meat is one of the leanest red meats you can buy, which gives it a very unique flavor. And that's exactly why it costs so much to source.
Overall, I think you're really gonna enjoy this.
The egg was a great touch, right where it came from.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Thank you.
This dish may look like normal spaghetti and meatballs, but the plate costs $1,000. And the next two dishes are 10 times more expensive than the one before.
All right, chef.
We have an ostrich carpaccio, sliced very thin, a nice pomegranate marinade for you. You got some spinach in the middle, and then you could see my secret ingredient, that beautiful 24 karat gold. That is real 24
And
karat
that's edible
gold.
Okay, this looks beautiful, by the way. This is professional chefed up right now for sure.
It's clear the judge is interested in our $1,000 exotic meat, but he's still keeping his opinion a secret. And when you're serving meat that costs this much, that silence is terrifying.
Let's start.
So I want you to get a bite of the
Dude, you can't tell the judge how to eat.
All right, so you're gonna get a cut up. Bro, you broke
the
my
plate.
plate.
Here we go. The meatball was cooked to perfection. I actually think you nailed the sauce.
Thank you, Judge.
The bad part about it though, the egg was falling apart, which was a little bit disappointing.
That was your fault.
It's your egg. Also, the pasta was a little bit too hard. Maybe you undercooked it somehow. That actually might have taken some skill. Overall, very tasty. I would continue to eat this dish.
Really?
Absolutely.
Even with the judge complimenting me, I'd be lying if I said I were confident this round. Chef Anthony having actual gold on his food makes me very intimidated.
Here we go. It's gonna take me a second.
Must be really chewy and not good.
This plate is extremely professional. I actually really enjoyed the gold. The first thing that I tasted when it hit my mouth was definitely the sauce.
You taste the pomegranate?
I did taste the pomegranate. The pomegranate was a very nice touch. The raw bird kind of throws me off a little bit. If this was steak, you absolutely would have nailed that. Overall, the dish was prepared very well.
Even though my fate is in the judge's hands, I'm not down for anyone to beat around the bush. It's time for me to assert my dominance.
I can't really say that I disliked it.
He's being nice. You failed this $1,000.
Hey! Thank you. For the winner of this round, the $1,000 meat round, I'm gonna have to give this round to Nick.
Let's go. You're getting cooked right now. I'm cooking
There are 2 major rounds left.
Unfortunately, these last 2 rounds are going to put serious holes in my pockets. That's because the 5th exotic meat is worth $10,000 and the last is $100,000.
Now for the $10,000 piece of meat, we have a tuna.
That's just irresponsible.
And there's gonna be a twist to this one. Both of you guys are gonna be making me tuna steak.
This is incredibly sketchy. The entire time I've been relying on my creativity to give me a chance competing against a professional chef. Now that we have to make the same dish, it's really going to come down to who can make the best food. Being intimidated isn't going to stop me though. With a 3-1 lead, I am a single win away from total domination. And on top of that, it's important no matter how hard something is, you never give up.
If I win, this video's over. You go home miserably as a loser. How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty upset actually, but you know what?
You guys have 10 minutes starting cooking now.
All right, so the first thing I noticed on this tuna steak is that there's a very dark texture on the top of it. This is gonna be the bloodline. You don't wanna include this in your meal, otherwise you're gonna get a strong fishy flavor. It's crazy to think I'm cutting a $10,000 piece of meat. Wow, look at that fat lineage in there.
But he took a very nice piece. The way he cut that kind of bothered me a little bit. Now I'm gonna cut right here. Now we have a uniform layer. I'm gonna coat this with some olive oil.
Just when I thought Chef was finished, he coated his $10,000 tuna steak with furikake seasoning and sesame seeds.
I'm going with a very, very simple recipe. I believe when you're cooking with expensive ingredients, you let the food talk for itself. I'm just gonna go with some flaky sea salt. Can we talk about that? How I'm wrecking a professional chef right now in a competition?
The judge is a little biased, being your friend, but it is what it is.
Listen, if I recall correctly, in the last cooking competition we had, you said this.
As a professional chef, you have to deal with certain things that don't go your way, and you just gotta make it work, and that's what we're gonna do. All right, we're gonna sear this. Doug, do you like tuna?
Oh, I am a fan of tuna, actually. This looks great already.
Thank you.
Chef is very comfortable around a tuna steak, but when I started cooking mine, I realized very quickly this is not my comfort zone.
Where the is the butter? You know where the butter is?
It's not my problem.
All we need is this little thin piece of tuna. We're gonna go ahead and put this in. I want my tuna to be nice and medium rare on the inside. Look at this beautiful color I just got.
Yeah, it's a great color.
We're getting that nice sear that we wanted. Gonna get it on all sides. Oh, you need this? We're just about done. How much time is left?
Start plating, guys. There's 2 minutes left.
At this point, it was crunch time. We both took our tuna off the heat and began plating.
The goal right now is to cut my tuna very thin into bite-sized pieces.
What's going to take this dish up in price massively is the Russian caviar from an endangered sturgeon. They're so close to being extinct that you probably won't be able to buy this within the next 6 months. While I'm finishing up my plate, Chef's leveling up his with purple bacon jam, bamboo shoots, and the caviar I just mentioned.
This is Russian Osteria caviar, one of the best caviars in the world. And this is what's gonna make my dish the winning dish.
I would love it if you could make it so that I could put some on mine as well.
Chef and I finished our dishes off with 24 karat gold flakes and caviar so expensive that this small tin full cost me over $3,000 alone.
10, 9, 8.
Bro, what are you? Hurry
7,
up! You're such a
6,
sabotage artist.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Beautiful.
Done. Nick, what am I looking at?
I went with a super simple dish, okay? You've heard of steaks. Usually they just do salt and pepper. I went with a thick, flaky salt. See that little dollop of caviar on top? That dollop is about $1,000 actually.
Wow.
I also have a small gold flake. When you're working with this expensive of ingredients, you should let the food do the talking, and that's what I did. I think you're really gonna enjoy this.
I hope it does, because the presentation is a little subpar for 10 grand. Chef.
So as you can see, we have a beautifully plated dish, ahi tuna seared with furikake seasoning, spinach underneath, just add a little bit of height and color, Osteria caviar, 24 karat gold. Do I need to say anything else?
I don't think you do. That looks like a $10,000 dish.
Thank you very much.
I've been talking big game this whole time, and honestly, I'm expecting this dish to hit. I am so nervous about this rating. If I lose this round, Chef has a solid chance at fighting back. Like the video for good luck in 3, 2, 1.
So Nick, your dish was very good.
Your like worked! Not only did it give me good luck going into this round, but liking is also a free way to support the channel and appreciate it a ton. The real question is, can it win me this competition though?
The saltiness was really nice with the tuna. It gave it that oceany flavor. The caviar gave it a lot of really nice texture. But I will say, the salty flakes that you put on there overpowered the taste of it. I almost couldn't even like taste the caviar. And I'm a little bit disappointed on the presentation, I gotta admit. This was a $10,000 dish. Maybe Chef was hogging the gold, but come on, this wasn't worth more gold. The tuna was cooked very, very well. It honestly melted in my mouth in a great way.
Thank you, Judge.
Now to the one I'm excited about.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Chef, how do you want me to eat this?
Use the fork, move some of that caviar to that first slice. Yeah, like that.
This bite looks crazy. I'm actually excited. Here we go.
Speechless.
I tasted the caviar. I tasted, what is this?
Purple sweet potato jam.
That was very good, very sweet. The hint of salt that was in there really contrasted with the sweetness, which was very nice. It was
Thank you,
spot
Judge.
on, and it complemented the tuna very well. I would usually go straight to what's bad about this dish afterward, but I don't really have anything to say. You plated this perfectly. Different tastes that were in my mouth, they were phenomenal. Wasn't really close, I gotta be honest. Gotta go with Chef on this one.
Let's go.
That's
Let's
okay.
get it. This is where experience as a professional chef comes into play.
The time has finally come. The highly anticipated $100,000 meal, 20 ounces of Wagyu steak. No twist, I want you guys to just have fun with this. Make your best meal.
Kobe A5 Wagyu is expensive because it combines extreme quality, rarity, and very expensive production process. To start, you need a specific species of cow, Tajima cattle, only raised in Japan. Only 3,000 cattle per year qualify for this quality, making it very hard to get your hands on. And lastly, it's the highest quality meat in the world, making it very expensive.
I'm gonna go with Kobe A5 Wagyu tacos.
Chef, talk to me, what do you think?
I'm just gonna serve it to you straight up with some mixed veggies, truffle, gold, with some caviar.
Bro's handing me the dove easy. He's not even doing anything to his meal.
This is making my mouth water right now. You guys have 20 minutes starting now.
The first thing I'm gonna do is start cutting my beef very thin.
You're cutting that, dude?
Why would I not?
That's
I'm making tacos.
crazy. That's crazy.
Chef says it's crazy because when you cut meat with high fat content while it's raw, you risk overcooking. Maybe I should have thought about that considering the price of it.
Okay, now that this is done, I'm gonna put it all in a Ziploc bag.
We're gonna take the A5, we're gonna put it in the freezer.
Chef is putting his meat in the freezer because if you cook meat with high fat content while it's at room temperature, it can melt faster, causing a huge loss in flavor.
I'm gonna make some hot honey roasted carrots.
I'm gonna take a pepper and I'm gonna make a nice, beautiful salsa. Ooh, that's a potent pepper. We have our little pieces of pepper. Not a lot of people know coffee beans go well with very high quality steak. So we got very high quality coffee beans.
Most people would never mix coffee beans with steak, but it actually pairs very well, and you might be surprised to hear where it comes from.
What's up with the coffee?
So that coffee bean is a rarity. It gets pooped out of the animal that's on the front of it. Kind of looks like a raccoon creature.
The animal on the front of the package is a civet, and this is what it looks like.
It smells actually really good.
Can you smell that? Smells just like coffee. Yeah, I don't even smell the poop.
We're gonna put in quite a bit, actually. What are you doing?
Chef Anthony started chopping his vegetables while making his pan hot. Then he threw his veggies straight in. I added beef tallow to my pan to ensure the steak will crisp perfectly. I then began cooking my Wagyu to perfection.
Wow, this smells so good. I'm gonna let it sear right now. Ah! Oh my God! I'm gonna get my 2 taco tortillas.
Once the Wagyu fully cooked, the judge had some comments.
Nick, you're already done with the Wagyu. Wow, that smells so good.
Yeah, right? I know what I'm doing, chef.
Adding some olive oil right now. I'm gonna get these items heavily seared. Torch these carrots right now.
The second tortilla should be a cheat code for this meal, and hopefully give me an advantage over Chef Anthony. I then finished my sauce by loading the last ingredients into the blender.
We're gonna go ahead and blend this up.
At this point, there were only 6 minutes left. The urgency in the room began to pick up, and with that came some mistakes.
Oh my God, I'm burning this. We're only gonna have 1 tortilla this time.
Good job, Nick.
I started plating by torching the cheese because if we're using the most expensive beef in the world, we're not cutting corners. And those dark pieces in the middle, that's real truffle, the most expensive mushroom on the planet.
Are you about to use a torch? Wow, that looks crazy.
Woo! That came out really spicy, but the coffee is really good.
I then dripped my spicy sauce all over the taco. Meanwhile, Chef Anthony began building his plate, carefully layering his veggies as the base. And with the way Chef Anthony's Wagyu was turning out so far, I needed to make some moves ASAP.
We're gonna put a little bit of chives on here. Oh look, he has some chives.
You just took my garnishes.
No.
Typical Nick. I'm gonna take this A5 off, and that is what a perfectly seared A5 looks like.
Chef let his meat rest, hit it with salt, sliced it down, and now he's ready to plate.
All right, we're gonna transition this quick. This could make or break my whole dish.
That's looking good, but you're running out of time, chef, so...
How much time I got left?
2 minutes.
To make this dish absolutely spectacular, I'm topping it off with gold flakes and caviar. Eventually.
Stop using all the caviar, bro. Bro just put $5,000 worth of caviar in his dish. That's expensive as hell. That is beautiful. That caviar is so good.
You just ate $1,000.
It's like oily and fresh. Stop eating my food.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Oh my God, it's the wrong side I was grading this.
2, 1, done. For these dishes, I want to hear about them from you guys. Nick.
I made a Japanese A5 Wagyu taco. There is brie truffle cheese on the bottom of it. There's 24 karat gold on that taco and about $2,000 worth of sturgeon caviar, all finished off with shredded truffle on top as a garnish. Very surprised if I lose this. I'm very bummed.
Chef, this looks beautiful. Talk to me about it.
We have A5 Wagyu, seared to perfection with black winter truffle, Russian caviar, 24 24 karat gold. To complement this amazing meat, we have some honey roasted carrots with some portobello mushrooms, red onion, roasted red pepper, and then there's also some truffles. You told me to make you a $100,000 dish. This is what I did.
I'm excited to get into it, starting with Nick's dish. Let's go.
Ooh, that sounds fire. That sounded gas.
Wow.
Oh.
Nick, a lot of good to say about this taco. The ingredients were phenomenal. That crunch spoke for itself. The Wagyu melted on my tongue.
Oh my God.
Amazing. And of course the 24 karat gold, didn't taste it, but it's fun. It will be hard to beat this dish. This is probably the best taco I've ever had.
Actually?
Yeah, this is.
May I?
Absolutely.
I haven't even tasted my own food. That's so gas.
Okay, I need to, the way you guys are hyping this up.
Get a good one.
Wow. It is pretty good.
Was that a compliment? You just gave me a compliment?
Wow.
Thank you, Chef.
We've come a long way. How does that make you feel about your dish? Do you still feel confident?
Oh, I still won.
All right, Chef, tell me how to take a bite of this.
100,000, just go hard or go home.
Here we go. Wow. Okay.
I didn't even hear you chew.
I didn't. I just swallowed it. You put honey on there?
I did. I glazed it in honey.
Chef, that was super, super good. The steak, once again, I didn't even need to chew it. It literally just melted. The garlic aioli fit perfectly with the dish. The caviar on top of the truffle fit well together also with the steak. I did mention to you earlier, I'm not a mushroom guy. I kind of expected a little bit better from you. With that being said, I would absolutely dog this entire plate. Absolutely a $100,000 dish.
I feel like I got a better reaction. Let's see what he says.
It's tough, but I've made a decision. The winner of the $100,000 meal is Chef.
Let's go.
My God.
Good game.
All right, guys, obviously that brings the score to 3-3. That makes us tied, and I want you to be the deciding factor. Leave a comment on this video right now if you think I won, or like the video if you think Chef won. Please, guys, leave a comment. I just want to win one of these cookies. I swear I've never won any one of these.
Pick me. You already know.
He's a literal pick me. Don't give in to him.
He's begging for likes.